Alright, I think that is loaded up just fine. Yep, looks good. Alright, we are heading back down to the farm from the dealership. Just picked up this brand new header and trailer to haul it. So welcome back to Stone Valley here on Farming Simulator 22. We have a lot to do today. Now, Randy and Tiny are both off. I went ahead and gave Tiny a couple days off as well. So both of the guys have taken some paid leave. Figure it was the least I can do for all that they have done for me here on the farm. So, come on, Slowpoke. So we have a few things we need to get done today. I did mow a little bit of grass. If you recall, I bought that little piece of land where that old barn was, and over time the grass had just grown up on it. We've been trimming some of the bushes out here and there, but I figured that would make some good grass for some silage. So I took the mower over and made a couple passes around the area. It's not going to make much, but we can hook up to the loading wagon and get it put to the fermenting silo. It's not good grass to make hay out of, but it'll do just fine for the silage. And then the other thing we need to do is harvest a little bit of wheat. I have actually gone past the property here, not paying attention to what I'm doing. Let me see if I can pull around the side here. Can I swing through? You know what? I'm just going to go around this way. So the sorghum is looking great. It is not long from being ready. We'll have that to do here soon. Now, I normally would have driven the truck back down to the farm and had one of the guys bring me back up here or drive this down themselves, but I'm all alone today. So we came by here and got the harvester out and everything looks good on it. So we're going to go ahead and just hook up to the header, and then we're going to drive the combine down to the farm. Alright, very good. Oh, let's see, how can I get out? I don't think I can fit out that way. Yep, we're going to go around this way. You know what, let me stop here too. We don't need to leave those shed doors open. We won't need the grain cart, the auger wagon grain cart, because we just don't have that much to the harvest. Alright, we got those shut, and we'll hop back in here and head on down to the farm. Hopefully traffic is light. So the cows have been fed. I've worked a little bit on getting some TMR built up, so they are good and fed. That is something we don't have to worry about. Milk is starting to accumulate. I'm going to have to do something with the milk pretty soon. We had talked about building a dairy, a building on the farm, but we hadn't got around to it yet. We are starting to get a nice amount in the bank account, so maybe it's time to do that. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh, missed a mailbox. So the harvest, oh boy, let me get over. The harvest today won't take long. It's just two very small fields. I'm gonna have to go down this edge here so we don't get into the trees over there. Yeah, two small fields of wheat is really barely worth doing, but we planted it, so we're going to harvest it. If nothing else, it'll be some chicken food. And then we also get a little bit of straw off of it, so we can build that up as well. But I am going to start over here, I believe. fit through there or not. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. We need to get the straw swath enabled. Now we're going to unfold the harvester there. Get everything opened up. Got our reel set up. We're going to move it up a little bit. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get this harvested. This little area here is really close to the other farmer's field over there. Really close. Really too close. Might have to make some adjustments with that going forward. Now, I told Randy, that joker, he was in such a hurry to take off. I asked him to go feed the chickens and he just left the whole pallet out here. That knucklehead. Hopefully we don't get any more rain. It did rain this morning, so that feed is probably wet. Oh boy. So you see across over there, the little area we, well, I got mowed up. We'll get that picked up here in a little while. Not really sure how much we're going to get out of this wheat. It's not much. These fields are really small compared to the other fields we have, but hopefully it's enough to make it worth it. And hopefully we can at least feed the chickens with it. We do have the sorghum coming as well. So out of both crops, we should have plenty of chicken food. And then hopefully we can sell some of the sorghum. So I don't think we're going to need that much for the chickens. Alright, we are doing really good here. I'm going to swing around here so I can get that other row. Try to get around this field a little bit so we have some room to turn around. Oh shoot, oh gosh. Did I just back into the... oh no. Well, luckily it hit that ladder back there. I don't think I damaged anything. Oh boy. Oh, not paying attention. Not paying attention. We barely have any in the tank. Probably be able to get all of it harvested before we have to empty out. Matter of fact, we may get it all harvested without having to empty out the grain tank. That actually would be kind of bad, but good in a way. Tell you, this old combine I picked up, it was on a really good deal, and it just worked out fantastic. I haven't had any problems with it. Why am I not able to harvest that there? There we go. Probably because I didn't pull up enough. But yeah, it has been a good combine. It's worked out really well. I hated the gleaner didn't work out for us. But this old case here has worked out, and we've had zero issues with it. I think we just have just a tiny bit left. Well, about half the field left. A little less than half the field. I know these rows I'm not dropping the straw very straight, but that's okay. We're just going to run along and pick it up. It won't take too long. So the turns here won't matter too much. So, as I mentioned before, we're doing really well on the farm. We've got, I don't want to jinx myself and say it, but we have plenty of money. I've got to do something. We need to expand. We need to improve, continue improving. I think I need to work on the other farm location up there by the house. We still need to put in a silo. Now, I hadn't decided whether to put in a silo that we'll need an auger for, or if we want to look at something a little bit more modern with a grate that we can drop the grain in and not have to fool with the auger system. So I'm not sure. We're going to have to look at price and see what we can pick up or have installed and go from there. I would like to make things as easy as possible, but we also need to look at cost as well. Right, so that field is done there. But I do need to look at something up there. That is actually where I'd like to have as the main grain storage up there at that farm. And then maybe get rid of those bins or put in some, maybe a feed bin for the chicken food. I guess we can go around. We can drive through the neighbor's grass field there. Oh, hope this doesn't tear up the grass too much. Of course, he hadn't cut it all year, so I don't know that it really matters. So you have a lot of honey pallets here. We have not sold much lately. We've been kind of storing it up, trying to sell it all to a single supplier here soon. So hopefully we can get rid of that very soon. Alright, let's see if we can just ease around here. We'll try to stay mostly in the border here. I'm not going to be able to stay very close to the fence over here, but we'll stay along the edge here. Maybe it won't damage it too much. Alright, we are over here now. We can knock this out. Okay, the wheat looks pretty, very pretty. Nice and golden. It dried out really well. We did have the rain, but it has dried out and is looking great. And I want to try to avoid turning too much in his field, so we're going to just do that there, and we'll swing around. Yesterday, Randy did get another application of fertilizer on the grass field. So you see it's actually started growing back already. That was a really good idea to go ahead and get some fertilizer on it, help boost its growth. So it is springing back. Hopefully we'll get another good cutting off of it. I'm still really surprised at how many bells we got off that field. And I'm curious, I can't remember how many we got off of the alfalfa. I don't think it was much more, if any. I really can't remember. It's been too long ago. may need to look back at my logbook and see how many we ended up getting. But I'm not sure that the alfalfa pays here in this area. I just don't think it grows well enough to make it worth it. Yeah, we are definitely going to get this entire field, both fields, harvested without having to empty the hopper here. So that is going to be a little bit more convenient. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and we'll try to get this into the silo. Well, I'm not going to put this into the silo. I'm actually going to put it into this cart here. Reason, it's only have 9,000 liters of wheat. So to tie up a silo with it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to fill up the cart here. I think what I'm going to do, well, I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may try and just drop it into a pile, maybe in one of the sheds. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with it. It's not that much. And for sure I don't want to put it in a silo and tie that up. So we're just going to leave it in the cart for now. May try to pull it in before dark so it doesn't get any dew on it. Try to keep it dry. And we'll come up with something to do with it. So that's it for the wheat harvest. That was very quick. It went very easy. So we're going to go ahead and just leave the combine here. Ooh, that didn't sound good. And we'll leave it down here because we will have some sorghum ready at the same time as that other field. So I was going to put it in here, but I just have some equipment in here I need to shuffle around. This bucket and bell spear, everything's in the way. So it's really kind of wet in here. You see there's moisture that drains into the shed here. We did have some potatoes go bad when we dropped those in here last time, so if anything, I'd have to put it over here on this side where it's a little bit drier. But we have this forage blower that I don't need anymore. I need to get rid of that. There's actually a couple things I need to get rid of. We have over here in this shed an old, well, it's not old, it's practically brand new. I bought this to lift up the silage bales. Never used it much. So I moved the case out, trying to make room in there, but that didn't work out. So I think what we're going to do, let's see, we got the baler there. I would like to use the Kubota for that. I think we'll just use the little Kubota to do a little bit of baling here. We'll go ahead and bale up a little bit of the straw. And then after that, we'll get that grass picked up. Alright, let's go ahead and move on out here to the field. Get started. This won't take long at all. Hey, I like this baler. It has worked out really well for the farm. Picks up good and doesn't require a ton of horsepower, so we've been able to use it with our equipment that we have. Although this little Kubota does struggle a little bit going uphill. I just kissed the greenhouse. I didn't run into it. It's a gentle touch there on the side of it. No damage. No damage. I knew it was back there. See, we do have a box of butter, it looks like. Probably need to get that out of the sunlight. Come on, little tractor, let's get up this hill. It's not very big. I tell you, these greenhouses that we put in, or hoop houses, they hadn't grown a whole lot, and we hadn't made a whole lot of money off of them. But it's just been that little steady trickle of money that we've been able to make by selling the vegetables there at the little market stand. And every little bit helps. I mean, it just fuel, seed, fertilizer costs, whatever it is, that greenhouse profit just kind of paid for it. It's been a good investment. It did cost a bit to put it in, but long term, it definitely paid for itself. Turn around here and line back up. We don't have very much to go. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this field here, and then we'll move down to that other small field, get that built up. See how many bales we got. I don't know that it's going to be very many. I may go ahead and grab the loader and just run them back to the barn that way instead of getting the trailer out. But we'll get that done. And then we'll need to hook up to the loading wagon and get that grass picked up. Put it in the silo. Well, that's all the bales there. Just 3 down here. There are 2 at the other field, so 5 total. Actually, barely worth doing, but we'll put it in the barn. Might be a little bit of cash for a rainy day. Who knows, at some point, we might get a mixer wagon and we'll be able to use some of this hay, have enough capacity where we can mix in some hay bales as well. Tell you, with this all-wheel steering here on this little telehandler here, you can really get tight into some of these locations. Alright, so the straw is collected. The wheat is harvested. We will need to put that wagon inside a barn. So now I think what we need to do is we need to get the loading wagon hooked up. I think I'm going to use the case here because it has the most horsepower. Having the duals on it to pick up this grass, not the best, but we'll just make do today. As a matter of fact, I actually used this with the duals on it to do the hay raking yesterday. A little bit goofy, but now kind of have to use what you got. Didn't want to take the wheels off just for that. All right. Ooh, can I make the turn? Yeah. So I know this won't be very much, but it'll be a little extra grass because we are starting to use some of the silage. And ideally, if we had a crop of corn that we could chop, that would make the most silage, but we don't. So we're having to make the best of the grass that we have and use that to keep up with the silage. So that's what we're trying to do here, is just collect a little bit extra. So this won't take very long at all. Just a few laps around this little area. I need to do something with it. I tell you, I had bought this with the intentions of developing it, but just never have. I haven't had the time or the resources, so it's just sat here. Grass has grown up over it. It's just kind of been wasted space at this point. We thought about potentially building a house out here, but we ended up picking up Miss Betty's house, so didn't need to do that. So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do with it. This wagon actually pulls really fast. Ones I've used before have always pulled a little bit slower, much like a hay baler. That type of speed, but this one rolls along pretty good. I guess it must be upgraded or something. Has a little bit of a high speed pickup. So we back up here and get the rest of this grass strip. There we go. That's all of it picked up. Not really a whole lot in the wagon. So we'll go ahead and get this over to the silo. Alright, we're going to get this wagon swung around here and get it loaded up into the silo here. I think a best guesstimate, probably somewhere around about 18,000 liters of grass in here. We'll get that dumped in. And then put the trailer back in the shed. We're not going to need it anymore. Now, one thing that I just hadn't decided on what I want to do is these two little plots that I harvested the wheat off of really didn't make up that much, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's worth keeping them as fields. Maybe I'll just either plant grass in there, or maybe just let it go back to a natural meadow state. I don't know what to do. We've been trying to use every little spot here, just starting out over here in Stone Valley, but we don't really need all that right now. I don't know if it's worth the effort or the aggravation. I don't know. We're going to have to decide what to do with that. But since we're going to leave the combine down here, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to head on up to the farm in the case here. We'll leave that up there and I'll hop in the pickup truck. I think that's going to do it for the day. There's not a whole lot else going on. We'll check on the cows, make sure they're good, and maybe decide what to do with these fields. Anyhow, it's been a productive day since I was flying solo. Hopefully Tiny and Randy will be back before the sorghum is ready. That way they can help me out with that. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to click that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you hadn't done so, click the bell so you're notified of all content. I do appreciate each of you for watching. Sincerely do. And I hope each of you have a blessed day.